As Buddhism spread across cultures, new perspectives emerged. Some practitioners felt the path to nirvana needed to be more accessible. This gave rise to Mahayana Buddhism, or the Great Vehicle. Unlike Theravada, which emphasized individual enlightenment, Mahayana introduced the ideal of the Bodhisattva, a being who attains wisdom but remains in the world to help others awaken. Along the Silk Road, Mahayana Buddhism merged with Taoist thought in China, giving rise to Chan Buddhism. Chan is the Chinese translation of the Sanskrit word dhyana, meaning meditation, as the Chan school emphasizes direct experience over study of the scriptures. In the 6th century, Bodhidharma, an Indian monk, traveled to China. He reinforced the Buddha's original emphasis on direct experience, teaching that wisdom comes not from intellectual study alone, but from deep meditation. At a time when Buddhist scholarship was highly systematized, his focus on silent practice laid the foundation for Chan Buddhism. Bodhidharma stated that Chan is a special transmission outside the scriptures, not depending on words and letters, directly pointing to the mind, seeing into one's true nature, and attaining Buddhahood. As Chan spread, it absorbed Chinese artistic and philosophical influences, evolving into a practice that used spontaneous insight, paradox, and simplicity as teaching methods. Eventually, these teachings reached Japan, where Chan Buddhism became Zen, a school dedicated to stripping away all distractions to directly experience reality. Zen would go on to influence not only Japanese spirituality, but also its art, culture, and way of life. I began my journey in Japan by flying into Owita, then taking a bus to Beppu, where I stayed for a few nights. My purpose was to meet 2 Zen teachers in the area. The first was Jiho Kongo, a Zen master in his 70s. Jiho trained at Shogunji Monastery in Gifu Prefecture, a renowned Rinzai Zen temple known for its strict discipline. Rinzai is one of the 2 major schools of Zen, the other being Soto. While both share core principles, Rinzai emphasizes koans, paradoxical riddles designed to break through rational thinking, whereas Soto focuses primarily on seated meditation. After his training, Jiho practiced at monasteries across Japan and later taught Zen abroad. Now, he resides at his temple home in a rural town outside Owita. From Beppu Station, I took a train to Kozaki Station, where Jiho met me upon arrival. He drove us to a local market to pick up ingredients for lunch, before heading back to his temple. A few students were living and practicing there at the time, and when I arrived, they were making noodles from scratch for our meal. We enjoyed lunch together before I spent some time exploring the surrounding area. When I returned, I sat down with Jiho to talk about Zen.
Most Buddha teaching, Buddha teaching, what Buddha is teaching, just right state of mind, 心を正しなさいと言ってるんですよ。ね。ザゼン先生はそんなことはない。Most important is how to introspection your mind. Well, how come, nature teaching, nature teaching, what is a nature? Nature is harmony teaching, harmony, Then just help other. That is a 宗教ですね。Yeah. 表現上手。This one, this is maybe interesting. This one. You look this one?
Okay. So, is it Zhangyan?
Yeah. How to
Zhangyan
answer, you know?
Xian said,
Yeah.
it's like a person in a tree hanging from a limb by his teeth and unable to grab a branch with his hands or touch the trunk with his feet. Someone under the tree asks, what is the meaning of Bodhidharma's coming from the West? If the person doesn't reply, he fails the questioner. If he does reply, he loses his life. In such a situation, how would you respond? The senior monk, Huto, said, I don't ask about the person up the tree. Before anyone is up the tree, tell me, Master, what is the meaning of Bodhidharma's coming from the West? At that, the master gave a hearty laugh. Regarding this, Judo Zhongqi commented, it's easy to speak when one is up a tree, hard to speak when one is underneath. This old monk is up a tree. Bring me a question.
What to answer?
I don't know.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
You know? How to? Then finally, you know, give up. Oh my God, no. Then starting. Then kill something, ego, you know. Then understand, you know. Very interesting. This, you know, this system, koan. Koan, you know. You understand koan, yeah? Yes, sir. Because no, nothing is sitting, you know. Many stupid ideas coming, okay? Don't you understand? If 10 minutes, 100 coming, you don't understand, you know, stupid idea, you know, stupid thought. Oh, that's why, you know, koan we are using, you know.
So, with this that I'm recording, I want to help people understand how they can free their mind from suffering, from negativity, from stress, anxiety, fear, all of this struggle.
But
what do you think, how can Zen help people?
yeah, everything make their self, you know. They must be understand. They fix up their self, you know, not helping. Because I'm staying in Canada, okay? Many people, you know, I'm monks, you know, many problem people coming, you know, they have to put help me. I can help, you know, I can't help. Because how come you make yourself, you know, problem, okay? You are a good chance, okay? Then get over. Then you step up, study. Important. They said, I am ruthless monk. You know, ruthless monk, don't you understand? No compassion, no. But important, please, you know, I understand. Yes, everybody, you know, not so spoiled, you know. They study, good chance, you know, good opportunity. I tell him, they are so surprised, you know. But they understand, you know, finally. I'm staying for a year, you know, they are. First, people are so surprised. What are people, you know, what kind of people me? Yeah. Some people, if I'm not a monk, they kill me. Yes. Yeah. But I'm lucky, no kidding. Yeah, no kill me.
Lucky. So the best way maybe to help someone else is to help them understand that they need to help themselves.
Yes, important. Must be finally they do, you know, their self. Fix up, you know, their self. Can't help it, you know. Yeah. Can't change the body, you know. Body is sick, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they made everything they make themselves, you know. Yeah. Sick, you know. Sick too, you know. Wake up, yeah, wake up yourself, you know. The important spiritual common sense, you know. Spiritual common sense. Spiritual common sense. Teaching by nature, you know. Honest. Not telling a lie, you know. Yourself, you know. Important, you know.
The following day, I awoke at 5 a.m. to catch an early train from Beppu Station to meet with another Rinzai teacher, Yodo Kono. I arrived at the station and walked 15 minutes through the local neighborhood to Yodo's home. Upon arriving, I met with some of the students on retreat, and we walked with Yodo to the nearby Gyateji temple, where we sat for 2 periods of seated meditation. After meditation, we returned to Yodo's home and enjoyed tea and a light breakfast. I then interviewed Yodo about his practice and his understanding of Zen.
私は29歳の時に修行道場へ行くことを決めました。理由はあまり良くない理由で、うちの祖父から父の代に変わり、祖父も父も亡くなった時のことを考えると、私は僧侶の資格が必要でした。それで修行に行くことを決めました。つまり、ただ資格が欲しかっただけです。それで修行を始めました。ただ修行は厳しくて、私は物理の教員でしたが、すごい論理的な世界で生きていました。しかし修行が始まると、論理的な世界から真逆の世界、論理がない世界へ入り、すごい修行が苦しかったです。そこで、私の師匠が言ったことは、私は大きな間違いを犯している。どんな間違いかというと、得ようとしていると。知識を得ようと。前奏としての知識を得よう。技術を得ようと。考え方や何かを得ようとしていると。それが大きな間違いだ。禅っていうのは逆に捨てていくものだというふうに、習い、それをちょっとだけ理解して、修行を続けることを決めて今に至ります。はい。禅とは何かというと、もう禅はやっぱ全てですね。やっぱ分けないことっていうのが基本に分けないことを気づくことがやっぱり重要なので、やっぱ分けないことを気づいた後は、その禅っていうのは全てですね。宇宙であり、地球であり、自然であり、全てが禅ですよと。その中で、いかに悩みなく私たち自身が生きるかというのが重要だと思います。他の仏教の宗派とどう違うかというと、他の宗派はお経本があったり、経典があったり、本があったり、お経を、スートラを勉強したりしますけれども、禅はそれよりも経験を大切にします。実際、修行中は一切本を読むことはできなかったです。経験が一番重要ですよと。そしてその後にある気づきっていうのを大切にしますよと。経験に基づいた気づきですね。本を読んだ後の気づきじゃなくて、とは大きな違いですよというところですね。はい。では次は。苦しみは自分自身が作っていることに気づくことが重要ですと。自分の頭や心が作っているというのがそこに気づくことですね。自分自身が作っていることに気づくということに気づくことが重要ですよと。そしてそれがさらにコントロールできないと。作った苦しみ、出てきた苦しみをコントロールできないっていうところも認識することが重要ですよ。だからコントロールできないからこそ手放さないといけない。自分たちがコントロールできないことに自分たちは苦しんでいると。そこにやっぱり気づくことが重要ですよ。逆に言うと、コントロールできないんだからもうそれは手放すべきだと。手放さないといけないし、手放すことも可能ですよ。さらにもっと言えば、その苦しみっていうのは全て幻想ですよと。自分の頭が勝手に作り出したことだから、幻想であることに気づくと一気に楽になりますよと。 実際に私たちが傷つけられていないと。自分が心が痛い、ね、とかよく日本人は言いますけれども、実際は何一つ傷ついてないと。実際の話ですね。それは自分が作り出し、つまり幻想ですよと。その幻想に気づくことが重要だと思いますよと。
After leaving Beppu, I traveled 4 hours north to Osaka, where I met Muho Nulka, a German Soto Zen teacher. Muho ordained as a monk over 30 years ago and served as the abbot of Anteji Temple for 18 years. He now lives in Osaka and teaches meditation regularly at Osaka Castle Park.
Zen says basically forget the sutras. Follow the example of the Buddha. That means sit. Sit, sit. And of course, it's not only about the sitting, but being aware in all of what you do during the 24 hours of the day. So Zen is the school in Buddhism that says, well, if you don't become Buddha, you won't find the Buddha anywhere. You don't find him in the scriptures, you don't find him in the temple halls. It's not about the, the statues. You have to manifest the Buddha in daily life. For some reason, I got into Zen meditation. Probably the first thing was that I discovered I have a body. Everybody knows that you have a body, but if you had asked me when I was 16, where are you, who are you, I would have pointed to my head, the brain that's thinking in here, that's me. Or maybe I'm something outside that's connected to the brain, whatever. I never thought that everything that comes below my neck was really a part of myself. So in school I was always sitting like this or laid back. And what surprised me about Zen is actually everything felt different when I just sat straight for 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. And of course I knew that to live I need to breathe, but I never felt my breath. 16 years of my life had never felt my breath. For the first time I felt myself breathing in, breathing out, and was a big discovery. How come that something that was so close had completely escaped my attention? Or that bird that probably had sung from morning the whole day, for the first time I hear the bird that's singing outside the window. Zen is all about letting go. If I had to express Zen in one word, you could say it's letting go, completely letting go of everything. And probably a lot of people are not interested in letting go. It's rather that I want more. And what I have already, I want to keep. Or I want to get rid of this and rather have that. People don't want to just open the grip of their hands and let go. I'm afraid you can't really, how do you say, force people to understand that letting go is a good thing. It's just that we all suffer, and in the beginning we might think, I suffer because I don't have enough already. I need more to reduce my suffering. At one point you get to the realization it's exactly the other way around. I don't suffer because I don't have enough already, but rather I suffer because I want more and more. It's exactly this mindset that makes me suffer. What gets me out of that mindset? Well, letting go. I don't need more. I rather need less material stuff and less mental stuff. So how do you do that? For those who practice the Dharma, that can be a very difficult problem. So you understand that letting go is a good thing. You say, I want to let go. I want to let go. When you meditate for 30 minutes, you try to not think about enlightenment, nirvana, but rather you want to let go of all of that. I want to let go of everything, especially things like, I don't know, I want to buy this, I want to have sex, whatever. You want to let go of all of that, but you can't. You're still thinking about what you want to eat for dinner, you're still thinking about your girlfriend, you're still thinking about this enlightenment that you hope to have at some point in the future. How can you possibly let go? And my answer to that is, as long as you try to let go, it's never gonna happen. Letting go is nothing that you do. It's not that you sit and then you tell yourself, now I let go, and then it's happening. It's not gonna happen. Forget about letting go. Opening the hands, Uchiyama Roshi, which is the teacher of my teacher's teacher in Antaishi, he has this expression, opening the hands of thought. And that's his expression for Zazen. You open the hands of thought, and when you open the hands, you're ready to accept what's happening right now. So letting go doesn't mean to push things away, but it means to just allow reality to manifest in this moment. And this can be, for example, craving, desires. Allow that to happen without touching it. So don't tell yourself, I need to let go. Rather, allow reality to unfold without getting involved in it. And the reason why in Zen we sometimes practice very intensively, there are the so-called sesshin in Japanese, where you practice for 5, maybe even 7 days and meditate from morning to night, is that usually around the 3rd day or so, you get to a spot where pain, frustration, all of that, doubts about the meaning of what you're doing, get so strong that you have only 2 options. Either you pack your stuff and leave, or you keep sitting on the cushion even though you're so desperate that sometimes it feels as, well, it costs your life. The pain, and sitting there silently for 1 week without, well, communicating with the people around you, it can make you so desperate that you seriously think, I'm not going to survive this. But then if you keep sitting, you have no other choice than letting go. I'm going to sit here even if it costs my life. And that's not something that you can, do by telling it to do. Zen practice is designed in a way that helps you to get you to that point, and then you just have to allow yourself to keep sitting. I call that you die on the cushion. Of course you don't physically die, but in a way that's what's happening, death on the cushion. And that's what I would call letting go. And in that moment you accept everything. So again, that kind of letting go, even of your life, means to accept your life. And for me, until then, it felt like I didn't ask my parents to have me. Life sucks, life sucks, life sucks. I was convinced life sucked. And the moment I let it go and said, oh, even if I die, I'm gonna sit here, I realized, but I'm still alive. What was I complaining about all the time? Out of a sudden, life felt like a present, like a miracle. I'm still here. The pain is still there. I'm still not exactly sure why I'm sitting here, but I am sitting here this moment, and it's wonderful. Absolute, total letting go is also total acceptance. And in that moment, there's no dukkha anymore, no suffering anymore. You wonder, what was I complaining about all the time? What was I complaining about my whole life? But in my experience, you have to pass. In the Bible, there's this. I think Jesus talks about the ear of a needle, the eye of a needle. You have to pass through a needle, and it feels like this. A very, very small hole. It's impossible to pass through, but when you pass through, the world looks different. But to pass through, you have to, let go of this ego idea. Let go of this story that you tell about yourself, and I'm this person, I need to take care of this person needs to be happy, this person is not supposed to be in pain, this person. If you accept that this person might die, even today, okay, then be it. And then you're free from the story.
Zen Buddhism emphasizes direct experience over the study of scriptures. In Zen, the most important thing is to realize one's true nature, seeing through the illusion of ego and separation, and awakening to reality as it is. This realization frees one from suffering, conditioned thinking, and attachment, allowing for effortless, spontaneous living in harmony with the present moment.